Good morning, children. Welcome back to our math session. Today's topic is Chapter 8 Comparing Quantities, Part 1. With that, we are solving exercise 8.1. So, let we start. Let's start our new chapter. That is Chapter 8 Comparing Quantities. Points to be covered in this chapter are ratio, percentage, increase or decrease in percentage, profit or loss percentage, sales tax or value added tax, that is VAT, simple interest and amount, and compound interest. In this video, we are introducing ratio and percentage. With that, we are solving exercise 8.1. Exercise 8.1 is related with the ratio and percentage. So, let me start our first topic. Let me start our new chapter, that is comparing quantities. Okay? Sometimes it happens that you stand with your elder or younger sibling and you ask who is taller out of the two of you. Isn't it? So, what will you trying to ask basically? Whose height is more? So, basically, you are trying to compare your height with that of your sister, right? So, let us say that if your sister is 130 centimeter taller and your height is 120 centimeter. Now, when you ask who is tall, what do you trying to ask? Basically, whose height is more? So, you are basically compare these two numbers, right? What are the numbers? 130 centimeter and 120 centimeter. So, out of these two numbers, whichever is more, that person is taller, right? Sometimes if you are getting your report card, you try to compare it with your friend, right? Now, here you see that your report card that is 70 out of 100. When you look at your friend's card, who may be studying some other school, he or she scored 80, which is definitely more than 70, but he has scored out of 200. 80 out of 200. Now, if you want to compare that, whose score is better or who performed better, because in this case, you just can't compare 70 and 80, even though 80 is greater than 70. But we just can't compare the numerators, right? In these, both of these are fractions. You have a numerator and a denominator, isn't it? And since the denominator in both the cases are different, because the total marks out of which the examination was conducted was different for your school and your friend's school. So, how would you compare this? Now, in the report card, you can see that your total score is expressed as percentage, where it says that you have scored 70 percentage marks. Similarly, in your friend's report card, it says that your friend has scored 40 percentage marks. Now, you are look at this. That is when you realize that you have actually performed better. Even though the total marks scored by you is less than your friend, but overall you scored a better percentage than your friend, right? So that way you can see that you have performed better, you performed better than your friend. Now, in each of these examples, what were we actually trying to do? We were trying to compare quantities. So, in the first example, we were trying to compare height of your sister and yours. And in the second example, you were trying to compare the score of yours with that of your friend. Right? So, in this lesson, we will learn more about comparing quantities, that is, what are various by which we can compare two different quantities. Okay. Now let's start our next topic, that is ratio and percentage. Ratio. So ratio is a comparison of two quantities. So what exactly do with, how do we express ratio? Let's say that these are the two girls, let's call A and B. Okay, now how do we express the ratio? Let's say that the height of A is 130 centimeter and height of B is 120 centimeter. So what is the ratio of height of A and B? So the ratio of the height would be A and B, that is 130 centimeter divided by 120 centimeter, which is equal to 13 upon 12, which is equal to 13 is to 12. So this is the ratio of the height of A and B. Now another way of expressing that, let's say that we say that height of A is twice the height of B. That means if height of B is x, then height of A will be 2x. So in this case, what would be the ratio? So in this case, the ratio of height of A by height of B would be 2x by x, which is 2 upon 1, which is 2 is to 1. Now sometimes it might also happen that the units are different. For example, it is told that height of A is 130 centimeter and height of B is 1200 millimeter. So let's say this is how the heights of A and B are given. Now you have to find out the ratio of height of A and B. So the ratio would be 130 divided by 1200. No, isn't it? So is it so? No, that is not the case, because one height is in centimeter and the other height is in millimeter. So we can compare only two quantities which are in the same unit, because here this is centimeter and millimeter. They are both two different units, isn't it? Here 130 centimeter is greater than 1200 millimeter. So in this case, what we will do? We will convert one of these into the other unit, such that both the height are in same unit. So let's convert it into centimeter. 130 is already in centimeter, isn't it? So how we will convert 1200 millimeter into centimeter? By dividing it by 10. So therefore this will be 130 divided by 120, because 1200 divided by 10 is equal to 120, isn't it? Which is equal to 13 upon 12, that is equal to the ratio 13 is to 12. So the very important point is to compare any two quantities, their unit must be same. Now let's see next point, that is percentage. Now ratio is not the only thing which is useful in comparing quantities. Percentage is another useful parameter. The word percentage is derived from a Latin word percentum. What does that mean? Percentum means how much out of 100. Yeah, per 100. So you would have seen wherever we talk about percentage, you say that I scored 70% in maths. That means you scored 70 out of 100 in maths, isn't it? So that what percentage means. Let us take an example. Before that, percentage are numerators of fractions with a denominator 100. That is called percentage. So that means the denominator is 100. For example, you talk about a 70%, which is 70 out of 100. So the denominator is 100. So how do we write? We write only the numerators, isn't it? And then we gives the percentage symbol. Because the percentage symbol itself tells you that the denominator is 100. Percentage means upon 100. Okay, now let's look at this example. Let's say that Mr. X and Mrs. X are going out for a long drive of 100 kilometer. So they are going to cover a distance of 100 kilometer. And out of this 100 kilometer, Mrs. X drove the car for 75 kilometer, and remaining distance, which is 25 kilometers, kilometer was covered by Mr. X. Okay. So now it's really difficult to one person to drive 100 kilometer at a stretch, isn't it? So they divided the work. Okay. So now if we want to find out that what percentage of the total distance was covered by Mrs. X and what percentage was covered by Mr. X. So how will we find? Okay, first look at Mrs. X. Mrs. X covered 75 kilometer out of total kilometer, that is 100 kilometer. That means if we talk about it in terms of percentage, we can say that Mrs. X covered 75% of the total distance. The same way, we can say that Mr. X covered 25 out of 100. That means 25% of the total distance covered. Right? So this is called percentage. Now let's start exercise 8.1. First question, find the ratio of the following. First question is speed of a cycle 15 km per hour to the speed of the scooter 30 km per hour. Here we can see that both the units are same, isn't it? So we can do directly. So what is the solution? The ratio will be speed of the cycle is to speed of scooter, that is 15 km per hour is to 30 km per hour, that is 15 upon 30 is equal to 1 upon 2. So therefore the ratio will be 1:2. Now second question, 5 meter to 10 kilometer. Here one is in meter, then another one is in kilometer. So we can shift this kilometer to meter. So 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So 10 kilometer is equal to 10 into 1000. That is equal to 10,000 meter. So the ratio will be 5 meter is to 10,000 meters. So that is equal to 5 upon 10,000. That is 1:2000. So the ratio will be 1:2000. Now third one is 50 paise to rupees 5. So here one is in paise and another one is in rupees. So that rupees we can shift it to paise. So 5 rupees is equal to 5 into 100, that is 500 paise. So 50 paise to 500 paise, that is equal to 50 upon 500, that is equal to 1:10. So the ratio is 1:10. Clear? Now question number 2. Convert the following ratios into percentage. First one is 3:4, second one is 2:3. For converting percentage, we know that multiply by 100 we will get the percentage, isn't it? Conversion of percentage we already learned last year. So here 3:4 we can write in fraction form, 3 upon 4 into 100. 4 in 100, 25. So 325, 75. So 75%. Like as 2:3, 2 upon 3 into 100. So that is equal to 200 upon 3, that is equal to 66 2 upon 3%. Clear? Now third question is 72% of 25 students are good in mathematics. How many are not good in mathematics? So number of students who are good in mathematics is 72% of 25. Means total number of students are here 25, isn't it? So how many are good in mathematics? 72 upon 100 into 25. 25 in 100 4 times, then 4 in 72 18 times. So the answer is 18. So number of students who are not good in mathematics means total minus number of students good in mathematics. So 25 minus 18, that is equal to 7. So then number of students not good in mathematics is 7. Clear? Now let's see the fourth question. A football team won 10 matches out of the total number of matches they played. If their win percentage was 40, then how many matches did they play in all? So here in question it is given that the winning team won 10 matches, isn't it? So that is 40% of the total match. So let the total number of matches be X. Given that the team won 10 matches and the winning percentage of the team was 40%. That means 40 upon 100 into X means 40% of X, that is equal to 10. So here we can multiply 40 into X, that is equal to 40X, and 100 will be shifted to right side, that is 10 into 100. So X is equal to 1000 upon 40, that is equal to 25. So therefore the team played 25 matches, right? Now let's see question number 5. If Chameli had 600 rupees left after spending 75% of her money, how much did she have in the beginning? So what we want to find? We have to find the money Chameli had in her hand, isn't it? What clue is given her? Now the money left with her, that is 600 rupees. And one more thing is given, she spent 75% of total money, isn't it? If we take means let the money she had be X, then money spent by her is 75% of X, isn't it? 75% of total money she spent. Now 600 rupees is left with her. So according to question we can do that X, that means total money, minus 75% of X, that is equal to 600. So here of means into, that is 75x. So if we take 100 as denominator as LCM, so 100x minus 75x upon 100 is equal to 600. 100 minus 75, that is 25x, is equal to 600 into 100. 100 will shift to right side. That is equal to 60,000, isn't it? Now X is equal to 60,000 upon 25, that is equal to rupees 2,400. So hence the money she had in the beginning is rupees 2,400. If you want, you can check your answer also. Okay. Now see last question of this exercise. If 60% of people in a city like a cricket, 30% like football, and the remaining like other games, then what percentage of the people like other games? If the total number of people are 50 lakh, find the exact number who like each type of game. So first we can find the number of people who like cricket and football. Then the remaining people will be likes other games, isn't it? So first total number of people that is given 50 lakh. So first we can find number of people who like cricket, that is 60% of total, that is 50 lakh. So 60% of 50 lakh means 60 upon 100 into 50 lakh, that is equal to 30 lakh. So 30 lakh people like cricket. Now number of people who like football, that is 30% of total, that is 30% of 50 lakh. So 30 upon 100 into 50 lakh, that is equal to 15 lakh. Now number of people who like other games, that means total minus who likes cricket plus who likes football. So that is 50 lakh minus 30 lakh plus 15 lakh. That is equal to 45 lakh. So 50 lakh minus 45 lakh, that is equal to 5 lakh. Now we can find the percentage. Percentage of the people who like other games, that is equal to 5 lakh divided by 50 lakh into 100. That is equal to 10 percentage. So therefore 10 percentage of people like other game. Clear? Here we are winding up this session. You have to complete the exercise in your notebook. Note down all the questions neatly and write down the definition of ratio and percentage also. Okay. So thank you.